Rainer approaches the door, busy with his thoughts. It's quiet in the dark at night, and his torch is the only source of light. He doesn't expect anything extraordinary to happen. He opens the door and then sees the Titan, staring at him from the dark of the staircase. We see its uncanny features, its gruesome inhuman smile, and its eyes deep like an abyss. This is the creepiest moment of the first 2 seasons of Attack on Titan. This moment perfectly illustrates the difference between 2 seasons. In season 1, the horror was built around contrast between brilliant sunlight and horrifying pictures of the giants consuming people alive. Season 2 gave us a more regular kind of horror. The characters are stuck in the castle at night, surrounded by titans. They can't get away from them and are hoping the titans won't get to them. Usually titans are inactive at night. They seem to be asleep just like regular humans. But these titans are not like that. It's unclear where they came from. They must have breached the wall rose somehow, somewhere, but there is no breach at all. So, where did those titans even come from? Season 2 pushed the boundaries of horror in this show. Connie and the others visit the southern village, where Connie's family lived, but they don't find a single person there. Connie's house is destroyed, and the body of a huge female titan is lying on it, unable to move due to its disproportionately small legs. The scene scares Connie, but he doesn't see a single drop of blood around, which must mean that the villagers were successfully evacuated and are safe. Otherwise, the scene would have been much more gruesome. But right before leaving, Connie hears a distorted, terrifying voice coming from the Titan lying on Connie's house. Connie refuses to believe at first, but eventually realization comes to him, and he must force himself to accept the horrifying truth. This Titan is Connie's mother. This gives us one more hint of the nature of Titans and where they come from. The Titans are humans. However, something terrible must have been done with them to turn them into Titans. How and why did they become Titans? Was it someone else's plan? As season 2 comes to an end, we still don't know much. However, we are at least one step closer to finding an answer to this riddle and getting the full picture out of the collection of multiple puzzles scattered around, waiting to be found and then put together. In my opinion, season 2 of Attack on Titan is much better than season 1. It improves a lot of things, and most notably it improves pacing significantly. There are only 12 episodes compared to 25 in season 1. As a result, no episode slows the story down. Partially, of course, due to the fact that we don't need to be introduced to main characters anymore. To me, the most perfect scene of this whole season is when we are introduced to the Beast Titan. Mickey is supposed to be the strongest soldier after Levi. He killed a lot of titans, and yet he gets absolutely terrified when the gigantic Beast Titan approaches him. Each step that the Beast Titan takes echoes like powerful thunder. We get to see from Titan's perspective. We understand how small and insignificant is a single human being. One of the strongest soldiers completely loses his cool and panics at the sight of the beast stretching its hand towards him. Almost as if Mickey never fought a single Titan before. Scenes like this remind us of the true scope of the confrontation between humans and Titans. This scene has a perfect dose of suspense. The arc in the castle is also remarkable. Just watching how these brave soldiers lose their cool and fall into hysteric panic when they are facing their gruesome death is enough to send shivers down my spine. Another well-written and well-constructed scene is when Hanne's squad is searching for the breach in the wall rose at night. There is no moonlight and no starlight because of the clouds. The area around the soldiers is concealed under the veil of the dark. Then torches of another squad menacingly appear in the distance one by one. This whole scene ends with the moon floating out of the clouds, looking gigantic due to the specific camera perspective. Episodes 3 to 5 truly feel like they could be in a horror story. Rainer and Berthold reveal their secret. To be more precise, Rainer does, seemingly prematurely. They turned out to be Armor Titan and Colossus. Reiner developed a form of schizophrenia, split personality in order to cope with serious pressure as well as moral dilemma. His and Berthold's mission is to destroy the wolves and bring humanity to an end. However, Reiner and Berthold had to spend years training within wolves. In order not to lose his sanity, Reiner convinced himself that he is a soldier indeed. And these two personalities collided to the point that Reiner forgot who he actually is and began believing his own lie. As I pointed out in my previous video, Attack on Titan does a fantastic job making us feel for the antagonists. We really are invested in their stories. We don't see them as evil, we realize that they, most likely, were deprived of any choice, and had reasons to do what they did, to save themselves or maybe to save people they love, but it's obvious that none of them enjoyed causing death and damage. When the Survey Corps chases Reiner, Berthold and Ymir, Reiner tries not to hurt his former comrades and friends. Ymir is my favorite character of Season 2. The reason why I love Ymir is similar to why Annie is my favorite character of Season 1. Ymir has got a tragic backstory. She was betrayed and executed. She literally lost everything and was ready to die, until she met Krista, aka Historia Rice. Historia was also ready to die because she was rejected by her father and almost murdered. These two found each other exactly when they needed each other. Just like Eren clearly had feelings for Annie, Ymir has feelings for Historia. It's obvious that it's more than just friendship. Ymir fell in love with Historia. But because of all that she's been through, she fears opening her feelings up to Historia. And Historia feels the same. She is ready to accept Ymir no matter what Ymir does. Even in a dystopian world where humans have to fight against giants for survival, these two cannot be together due to circumstances, which makes their arcs so tragic. Ymir puts a mask of indifference on and pretends that she doesn't care for anyone, but in reality she's kind and gentle and is ready to do anything, even risk her own life to help those she cares for. She could return back to within the wall roles with Historia and the others, but instead she chose to help Reiner and Berthold and save them from death, even though it was so extremely dangerous and Ymir totally didn't have to risk her neck. We know that there is a raging storm that practically burns Ymir from the inside. She's even more sympathetic than any Leonhardt. Mikasa's clearly obsessed with Eren. She says things like, "I'll kill anyone who stands between me and Eren," probably including her friends. During the fight in the last episode, she almost kisses Eren, even though she's got her equipment damaged and she and Eren must get out as fast as possible. Mikasa loves Eren and her love has a romantic hue, while Eren clearly sees Mikasa only as his protective sister. What will Mikasa eventually do with her feelings towards Eren? So far I've been praising the second season of Attack on Titan, but there is something to criticize as well. Armin attempts to lie to Berthold and Reiner about Annie. He clearly lies that she's being tortured in prison. Just take a look at his psychotic facial expression. This is absolutely not Armin. It's not hard to realize Armin is bluffing. Why would he even know what military police are doing to Annie and how she's screaming? And yet, Reiner and especially Berthold fall for this bluff, and it almost cost Berthold his life. He almost gets killed. Armin himself was probably surprised his cheap trick actually worked. Maybe Berthold was just too agitated at the moment. He seems like a reasonable one in their duo with Reiner. Anyway, I just can't help but root for antagonists in this season. The motivation of the main characters is clear, and we know what Eren wants. But what motivates our antagonists? Annie, Reiner, Berthold, Ymir? At one moment during the final battle of Season 2, I found myself supporting Reiner and Berthold. There aren't really any actual villains in Season 1 and Season 2. Even a comically fanatical priest has character depth. The writing in the show is top-notch and Season 2 is nearly perfect in how it builds suspense and gets us invested in the mystery and moral challenges that characters face. Attack on Titan is one of those shows that you just can't get enough of. Thanks for watching this video. Season 3 video is coming soon.